cooking this afternoon, and I'd love for you to join me. I'm going to be making some taco meat for the freezer. We love taco meat as it is such a versatile item to have in the freezer, as you can use it in lots of different Mexican dishes. You can use it, of course, just to make tacos or to make haystacks or taco salad, or you can also use it in soups and in many other recipes. So I love having it on hand and in my freezer, and so I want to show you how I make it. So this is 1 pound of regular ground beef, and this is 1 pound of ground turkey. And I put the ground turkey in it because, number one, I had it in my freezer, but also, number two, ground turkey is usually less expensive, and so it's a great way to stretch the ground beef. So once I have browned it, then I'm just going to make sure it's in tiny little pieces, because you want taco meat to be in tiny little pieces. So then I'm going to use 2 onions, and yes, I'm using red onions because that is what I had. You guys know I'm very much into using what I have, and so I'm going to use these 2 onions. I'm going to chop them up. You can put them in while the meat is browning, or you can put them in after the meat is mostly browned. Okay, so then I do not ever buy taco seasoning. So instead, you can make your own, or I actually just add in the spices and seasonings, not spices, the seasonings to the pan just directly. I'm going to add in some chili powder. You're going to want the most chili powder, and yes, I just totally wing it. I'm going to add in a little bit of paprika. So this is a little bit of garlic salt, and I'm going to use that in place of, most of them call for garlic and salt. I just use garlic salt. So there we go. And then I'm going to add some oregano. I'm also going to put in a little bit of cumin. So basically I'm just making my own taco seasoning, but I don't have it pre-mixed. So there you go. That is what I do to make my taco meat. Super, super easy. And then if I have it on hand, which I don't today, but if I have it on hand, I will add in some tomatoes, like canned tomatoes, diced tomatoes, or I will add in also some beans. So I like pinto beans or black beans, and that's a great way to be able to stretch it even further, and lots of onions. So then I'll just let this cook. And might need to add, I'm probably going to add just a teeny bit of water, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water so that it will kind of simmer and mix all together. Okay, so this is going to look a little interesting because I used the purple onion, but it'll taste just the same. I was thinking about going to the store. In full disclosure, I was going to go to the store and I was going to buy tomatoes and I was going to buy beans, and I thought, you know what? Guess what? This is real life. This is how I roll, and if I go to the store and I buy tomatoes and I buy beans, I'm not being true to actually who I really am and what I would really normally do. So that is how I would make taco meat if I didn't have tomatoes and I didn't have beans on hand, which a lot of the time I do have those on hand. But if I don't, I just make it like this. And it's super simple, and we use it in so many different things. Tonight, I'm actually going to do something a little interesting. I'm going to use this taco meat, and we are going to put it on top of, I have some couscous, some leftover couscous, and so we're going to put it on top of couscous with cheese on top. And then I do have some fresh tomatoes, and so I'm going to chop those up, and I think I might chop up a couple of other vegetables, and just let everybody kind of make their own bowl, and then probably half of my family will put on hot sauce because they like hot sauce. So that's what we're going to do for dinner. I know that we are kind of interesting in the sense of that I really am a big advocate of using what I have. That's a way that we have saved so much money over the years, and I just don't like things to go to waste. So I made the taco meat for you. What I will do is then I'll let this simmer, then I will let it cool. You want to let it cool completely. You do not want to put it in a freezer bag when it's not fully cooled, because if you do, That is how you get freezer burn and you get the ice crystals that come on your food. So you want it to be fully cooled, then put it in the freezer bag. Make sure that all the air is out of the freezer bag, because again, that's what causes freezer burn as well. If there is air still in the bag once you put the food in there, it will cause freezer burn. So make sure all the air is out. You can even seal it almost to here, and then you can take a straw, stick a straw in here, and you can suck the rest of the air out and then seal it. So you kind of have done your own like vacuum sealer. And then make sure that you mark on it what it is and stick it in the freezer. And then you will have taco meat ready to use. The nice thing about taco meat is that it thaws really quickly. So it's a really easy thing to thaw. So you could literally pull it out and you could stick it in your crock pot on low for a few hours if you wanted to do that, if you want to leave the house and you wanted to come back and have dinner ready. Or you could just pull it out in the morning, stick it in the fridge, and then for dinner you could heat it up in the oven. You just put it in a glass pan in the oven. You could heat it up in the microwave, or you could put it on the stovetop, whatever works for you. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you use taco meat in? And what is your favorite thing to put in taco meat? Do you put the same things that I put in, or are there different things that you put in? Let us know in the comments.